Mind is like a monkey. Our scriptures have said the mind is like a monkey, but a monkey which is drunk. So now you can add on the stupidity and the craziness of this monkey because it is monkey and drunk. And then they say it's not just drunk, it has been bitten by a bee also. So obviously if a bee will bit you, you will be jumping with pain, rolling on the ground and screaming, yelling and panicky. So a monkey which is drunk, which has been bitten by the bee, add all these three and add the diseases of the human mind, like too many desires, too many wishes, too many presumptuous ideas about this person is bad, this person is good, and the politics and manipulation of this dirty mind. So, with this kind of worse condition of the mind, do you think so it's possible to do any yogic sadhana? Or even if you may think so that I do wish to do it, but would it be possible to do it? No. So unfortunately the scars and the samskaras and the deep impressions which our subconscious has it's not because of just one birth, it is a sum total of millions of bodies maybe. As far as the history of the human being, if we go into, then they say that the Homo sapiens happened some 80,000 years ago, and actually the journey happened another 100,000 years ago. If in totality they say some 200,000 years ago this journey of humans actually started. So just imagine how many births might have happened, and how many lives, and how the mind is carrying forward all the experiences of every life with you. So in a way, if this jiva was in some animal bodies, then actually has brought those experiences with it. So like if somebody is very loud and very rude and is incessantly just talking, then at least in Bharat they say, why are you barking like a dog? If somebody is very, very greedy, then somebody might point out, why are you sitting on your wealth like a snake? Because the myth is that wherever the treasures would be placed underneath the ground, people used to, that used to be, I think, a better idea maybe. Because when you keep your money and your jewelry in a bank, the bank is making its own profit on that. So in old times, people used to dig up in their backyards or in their farmlands, and they would place their coins and jewelry and just keep it within their own reach, and they would safely keep it. And now obviously the snake is always looking for a place which is undisturbed, and snake loves being below the ground, like many other animals. But the serpent became similar to somebody's greed. Like a greedy person saves everything and hides everything, The snake also loves to be in those dark places. So these proverbs started that why are you greedy like a snake? And if somebody is producing too many children, then somebody might taunt, are you a pig? Because at one time the she-pig might give birth to 15 to 20 piglets. Let me say it like this. Your body has the genealogy of your great grandfathers also. Your all ancestors are there in your body. Hence the importance of studying the genes of this science is a very advanced these days, and in certain places wherever it is possible, they can take a sample of your gene and do the study and let you know whether you have probability of having a cancer or a brain tumor or Alzheimer or Parkinson. If you are carrying those genes in you, then the possibility of having those diseases are going to be very, very on the point of, we can say, 100% surety. The molecular science is basically trying to make itself so advanced that what disease might happen like 20 years in future, they might be able to treat right now, and you might never have it. That's the biggest dream of the medical scientific fraternity. So if a body has such a intelligence interwoven into its cells and molecules, your mind is more ancient. This body is too new. 22. Right? If age is 22, if age is 50. But can you say your mind is 22 years old? No. Otherwise, born in Europe, in a family, in a country where mostly people are non-believers. And here you are in Bharat, trying to seek truth, trying to seek a meaning to your life. So I won't say that this is something which started in this particular life. It's not possible. It's something which you had been doing in the past that is now getting carried on. Now mind is going to carry good and bad all stuff. Whether it is jumpiness, anger, ambitiousness, stupidity, foolishness, or kind-hearted. Like I have seen, if people have a bad mind, they might renounce the society and become a Swami or a Sadhu, but their manipulative mind is still working. If they were in habit of lying and they are not being sincere to themselves, so they might be living in an ashram or in a cave, but if they have this habit of backbiting, of gossiping, of speaking a lie, they will be still doing it. Which hence proves that just by changing the color of your clothes, your mind doesn't change. And sometimes, when you have a title of being a sadhu, you have a further certification to have a bigger ego now. And actually these people become totally hopeless. And I say they are helpless because they are being victim of their own mind. So mind has so much of reservoir of bad samskaras in it that it shapes up your choices and likes and dislikes, and it makes you do certain things that the problem is this, that when people lie, they don't think they are doing something bad. They say we were trying to save ourselves from the punishment or from embarrassment which would have happened because I didn't do my homework or I didn't do my job. So in office spaces, people are killing their grannies and relatives and so many. Oh, that person died, that's why I never came office. Or my aunt has a cancer and I had to see her in the hospital. And so going and coming back, it took 6 days. So that's why I was in emergency. I couldn't inform. That's why. So people are so smart in concocting these lies. And they believe that they are doing okay. It's fine. Because everybody else is doing. But sometimes when you are sequentially lying, you forget that you killed your granny last year, and now again this year you are saying my granny died. And then your boss will say, oh well, didn't she die last year? How many grannies you have? Now a grandfather might have 2, 3, 4 girlfriends and married wives. Some people marry too many times. But the problem is when they kill their grandpa last year, and then they kill their grandpa this year. My grandpa died. Didn't your grandpa die? You can't have too many grandpas. Your grandpa can marry many times, but still the grandpa is a grandpa. But here they kill the grandpa, then they forgot. And then they get caught. And then the embarrassment turns into anger. And that's how people are getting so angry and so viciously angry all the times. Because they live the life of lies and deceit. So Patanjali Yoga Sutras begins from here that you have to have the yama of satya, truthful. If you aren't truthful, if satya is not part of your life, you cannot become a yogic practitioner. You have to be true to yourself. And you have to be humble. You can't be proud of your difficult asanas, or you have memorized some very difficult stotras and shlokas, and that you wake up every day at 3 a.m. and then you take your bath and sit for 2 hours in your sadhana, and you are just so proud and filled with this vanity. Patanjali says, well, you are condemned by your own mind. So the biggest challenge which you have is improving upon or changing the flavors of your mind. Those errors and mistakes which you do unconsciously, being very conscious and aware about the functionings of your own mind. I have given this book, Mind Unrest. It's totally focused only on the mechanisms of the mind, that how your mind can behave in such a hideous way that if you could face the truth of your own mind, you would feel pathetic about your own self. Because we may hide our fallacies and errors from others, but you know what you did. You may try to be very conveniently forgetful about all the bad stuff. And the mind just loves to remember all the good stuff. And hence everybody feels, oh, I am great. And good. And better than everybody else. So the importance of bringing the mantra in your sadhana as a foundation becomes very important. Doing seva becomes very important. We say seva is the soap which cleans the dirt of your mind. And in our Vedic times, when the Shishya would live in the Guru's house, they would do all sorts of work very happily, very lovingly, and being very honored to do all those, like whether it was brooming the floor or getting wood chopped from the forest or getting to grow veggies and wheat and rice for the Gurukul students and teachers, or whether cooking or cleaning or whatsoever. There are some very beautiful Shabad in Guru Granth Sahib, in the Sikh great text, where they are expounding onto the feeling of the joy which the disciple is feeling while serving the master, while doing those things, and is looking forward to get an opportunity to do something. May I get something to do? Because this something which I'll be doing might be looking very small, but for the mind it's something which will clean up, makes you humble, makes you pious. And I always say this, that the innocence and purity which a child has, a disciple has to have that kind of quality. If you don't have that kind of quality, see, if you are deceitful, if you are political in mind, if you play mind games with others to put others down and make yourself greater than others, if you lie and if you play politics and if you have all this kind of heinous things happening in the mind, you will not have this innocence of a child. You will not have that purity which a child has. And let me say it, give this much credit to your Guru, that the Guru has a very transparent and X-ray eyes, and your all deceit is like ticker in the CNN, whether any Hindi news channel or English news channel, they have this ticker which is running, giving these snippets about the news and whatnot. So just imagine your forehead being the screen, and your all deceit and the dirts, everything is like that ticker which the Guru can see and read very clearly.